Yo, it's your boy On Guard. If I wasn't your boy before, I'm your boy now. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. Today we are going to be playing Pikabeetle. Pikabeetle is a new PikaRom variant that I've been working on that pairs PikaRom with Orbeetle. Orbeetle is here mainly to set up math on knockouts like being able to knock out a Dedenne with full blitz, or being able to set up damage on an Eldegoss or a Crobat to knock out with either a full blitz or a tandem shock. It's also really good for being able to set up 2-shots on VMAXs, because 2 ticks from this as well as 2 full blitzes is a 1-shot on a 320 HP Pokemon, or 1 Eerie Beam and 1 Tandem Shock into a second Eerie Beam and a second Tandem Shock is a knockout on Eternatus VMAX. This has saved me in so many matchups against Eternatus. I am really glad that I added this to the deck. We also have 3 Aurora Energies to be able to attack with that, and we also have this amazing rare Jirachi. The amazing rare Jirachi is mainly here for a little bit of extra consistency. Dreamy Revelation lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck and add one of them to your hand and put the other one back on top of your deck. Even if that other card is a card that you wouldn't want your next turn, we have Turffield Stadium here, both to be able to search out our Orbeetle VMAX, and to be able to consistently shuffle our deck in case we have a card that we don't want on top of our deck, or in case we're Marnied into something and want to shuffle our deck to get the cards back into our deck, so they're not just stuck on the bottom. We have 2 Air Balloons, 4 switches, and a Bird Keeper to be able to pivot consistently. Pivoting into Orbeetle for Eerie Beam is good, as well as pivoting into Jirachi to be able to draw some cards, and getting out of the active with Raichu and Alolan Raichu to chain that Tandem Shock attack to be able to deal 160 and Paralyze is definitely always good for this deck. I've been really enjoying this. I played it in Hegsters earlier this week. On Friday, with 154 people, I came 27th with the deck. I probably would have placed higher if I didn't misplay in round 7, but I am very proud with the way the deck has been running. With that being said, let's hop into some games. Alright, this is game 1. Alright, let's see what we're up against. Well, we're being forced to go first, which is never good with this, and we're starting with an Eldegoss, so at least we have 2 Electromagnetic Radar, so we have guaranteed draw for this first turn. Alright, at least we're getting a rest too. That's not bad. And we have a Dedenne. Well, we're definitely going to draw out of this situation. Doesn't really matter what we discard when we're discarding the entire hand. We'll grab these 2. I'm going to put both of them down, and then E-Radar away these 2. We'll just grab that so we can discard it. I think we switch into Boltund here. Alright, let's Big Charm the PikaRom. We're definitely playing Centiskorch. We saw their mulligan, so I wish we got an Orbeetle down. That would have been nice. I don't know what I want to get rid of, but I know we need to attach. I feel like we probably won't need the Orbeetle too much in this matchup, even though Orbeetle can be used to one-shot a Centiskorch VMAX if they overextend, because if they attach 5 or 6 energies to knock this out, this would just one-shot their VMAX Centiskorch. Okay. Well, they're getting rid of their Talonflame, which is definitely their biggest liability in this matchup. That's probably good for them. Alright. What we need is to be able to attach and Koko Prism onto this, but we also need to get an Electric Energy into the discard. And we're down an Energy Switch, so this has to be on the bench when we're doing this. So I think depending on our top deck. I hope we top deck a basic lightning so we can Aurora away that lightning. Well, now Giant Hearth is in play, which means that all we need is a basic lightning in hand and we can discard it. That's nice. Yeah, we might be able to get off a full blitz here. And if we do, we're definitely going to set it onto the Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Or we could set up for a Tag Bolt play, assuming that they don't get any Fire Energies into play. But if they get 3 Fire Energies into play on this, then it's not worth going for that. Alright, what are they quick balling for? Probably a Volcanion. They are going second after all. I think that was a Volcanion. It was covered, but it was definitely a Fire-type basic, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird, because, like, the text from me looking at their stuff in here was covering what the actual Pokemon was. Alright. Yeah, they definitely had a switch out. So we're definitely not going to be full blitzing to ourselves here. They're going to put all of that on this Centiskorch, and we're going to take a knockout on the Volcanion. Alright. I think our goal is probably going to be knockout Volcanion, Tag Bolt Crobat, and then try to Tandem Shock twice on this. Oh, that is very good. As long as we can get a Lightning Energy and a switch out off of this Marnie. Okay, that is not at all what we were looking for. Well, we might as well bump their Turffield Stadium. We can't really do much else here. We just kind of have to hope that they're going to brick here. We didn't get either a switch out or a Lightning Energy. If we had a Lightning Energy, we could Dedenne out of this because we could have discarded the Lightning Energy with Hearth and then used Dance of the Ancients to put it onto this, and then we would have had a good shot at that. But since we whiffed a basic Lightning, and we've only hit all 3 of our Aurora Energy this game, that's kind of funny. Okay, they just had to Flare Starter again, so we have another turn to potentially top deck. Please be basic Lightning. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Because worst case, they knock this out, we stamp them, and then we Tandem Shock them. They just need 2 more energies in order to do that, but we have a guaranteed Paralyze, and we can stamp them to 3. They are not down any switches, though, so that's kind of unfortunate. The fact that we've had to attach all 3 Aurora. Oh, they didn't have a Welder. Let's go. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to Gust. Because our Eldegoss is already in play and we're already down 2 bosses. That being said, we can just Tag Bolt this for damage, and then... Yeah, but then we also need to go in on this Crobat. Honestly, I think I full blitz again. That's probably the play. I think I want to save the stamp. We'll just full blitz again onto the Boltund so we can... Because even if they take this knockout here, we stamp them to 3 and then we knock out the Scorch. And I don't think they have a response after that. This will probably come down to whether or not we can hit our last boss. And they're definitely going to need to welder to this to have any sort of chance. Should be fine. All we have to do is really just attach an energy to one of these, so after we knock out this with Boltund, we can pivot into this. If I had to guess, they're probably grabbing a Dedenne here to try to find a switch out. Nope, they're grabbing their VMAX. Alright, so they're not going to bench another 2-prizer. Their only liability here is just their Crobat. If I could get my second E-switch, I could E-switch over to the Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Although we also still have this Koko in play. So I think that should be fine. Just on its own. We do still have 4 energy in deck, or 3 and 1's prized. I don't remember specifically. I'm surprised they didn't go up with this one, because that's still knocked out. We'll take 3 prizes and then we'll stamp them to 3. Ooh. Is there anything we want to get rid of here? Honestly, I think just the Jirachi is fine. I don't think I'll need this Orbeetle, but yeah, I don't think I'll need it, because if they're knocking out this, they're winning anyway, so we'll stamp them to 3. We'll go ahead and get the last Orbeetle out of deck too, so we can thin a little bit more. This first match is not one that's, like, good at showcasing that Orbeetle tech. Alright. We have Big Charm to put on this, we have an Energy to put down on this, and we have the Air Balloon. So we can Dance of the Ancients, and then hopefully, let's make sure that the boss is actually in deck. Okay, it is. We should have game. We'll grab Crobat out of deck as well. And then we'll just Bolt Storm. Big damage. Now all we have to do is hit boss for game. Because we can Lightning Ride. This is looking pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Well, Marnie, but we still do have Jirachi. If they can welder attach, that's their chance of winning. Ooh, they might not have welder. They might be going for a boss play if they're going... They might have a switch in hand then. Honestly, bossing up my Raichu would have probably been the right play. Assuming that they have a Eldegoss in deck. How many switches have they used? They've used 3 now. Hold up. Even if we whiff that, we can still paralyze and probably not lose. I think we just win now, though, because they're not taking the knockout here. The only way that they have a chance is if I whiff and they can welder attach. Alright. We're gonna retreat. Dreamy Revelation. I don't want to Marnie them, they're at 2 cards. So I think we Bird Keeper here. Yeah, we Bird Keeper into this, and then I feel we either Lightning Ride for 250 and pivot, or we just knock out here. If we hit for 250, they need boss, which means they don't have game. Yeah, I think we do that. We're gonna Lightning Ride GX into Jirachi. We haven't even needed to use this Koko Prism this game. It's a good display of what the deck can do and why Amazing Rare Jirachi is good in it, but let's hope that next game we can show off the Orbeetle a bit more. Retreating out, I see. Alright, so assuming that they just try to stall on the active with Jirachi, I think the play is to switch retreat with this to make Koko live, and then quick ball for Dedenne to be able to get boss for game. Because it should be guaranteed after that. Because all we need is boss. Yeah, but then we'd need a second switch. Yeah, but all we need to do is retreat into Boltund, because Boltund still kills. Yeah, we just switch retreat into Boltund. After using Dreamy Revelation, of course. Just to get that one extra card out of the deck. Or we won't even need to use the switch, because we'll be able to retreat with this. Or they'll knock this out and we'll just have the bench space anyway. Alright, cool. I believe we got it. I think we have it. We grab that. We play this down. We Dreamy Revelation. We'll grab the Crobat. Then we switch retreat. And there are exactly 6 cards in deck, which means that we definitely hit boss for game here. Let's go. That was such a good play, too. Alright, that's the end of game 1. Onward to game 2. Let's go. Are we facing just Scorch twice? Yeah, we're definitely going second. This might be a bait. If it's Blacephalon, then that's really bad, because that's a really bad matchup for us. Unless we were playing Vikavolt. Yeah, if we were playing Vikavolt, this matchup would be fine, but we are not. Therefore, this is a bad matchup. We can try, but I highly doubt that this is going to go anywhere. This is going to be very interesting. I don't think... This is just... Okay, since this is a bad example of a match that Orbeetle is useful in, I'm just going to move to the next game. We're going to skip over this one. Yo, it's Gabs! Alright, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. I've played against this player before. Did they... Am I going first or second here? Oh, they are going first, so this is Luca Metal. It's not the best matchup in the world, but it's possible at the very least. We definitely attach here, and then Dreamy Revelation switch. Ooh, maybe we don't attach here. Yeah. I want to show off the Orbeetle, but we keep starting it. Yeah, they're just playing Luca Metal. Let's see if we can pull out a win here. No! I actually want to be able to use Orbeetle. Alright. Let's grab a Crobat here, because I want to be able to actually use Orbeetle, and I want to play to that end. Just draw me into, like, anything. Okay, that's fine. Just for the sake of using Orbeetle, I'm gonna Quick Ball for Orbeetle V instead of grabbing a PikaRom here. I want to be able to pivot with Jirachi, so retreating with that seems fine. This is another bad matchup. The bad matchups for this deck are basically just Luca Metal and Baby Blacephalon. But this one's not unwinnable, whereas Baby Blacephalon is difficult to win without Vikavolt. If you're playing Vikavolt, it's fine. Okay. They're taking prizes there. They flipped heads on that, but at least we have Coco in play, so... Just Marnie here, because we still have the retreat option. Okay, we have Raichu and Alolan Raichu. That's super good for this match. I think this is better as our pivot, but... Ooh, we can Turffield. Turffield for Orbeetle. This can at least get us some... This will get us some damage. And we can get rid of Lily's Pokédolls in 3 turns. Alright, alright. Yeah, I think we put this here, Aurora Energy that, and then... Yeah, there are 2 in there, it's fine. And this is something that we can E-switch... Well, we can't E-switch over, we're retreating with it. We'll Dreamy Revelation now. We'll have that for the next turn. Eerie Beam to the Lily's Pokédoll. We are two-shotting this, which is fine. Even with resistance. I think we just want to pressure. They have to switch and then go back up and hit. Yeah. The goal is going to be, after they take this down, just to stamp them and paralyze lock. That is the goal. It's definitely an interesting game, to be sure, but I did want to show off Orbeetle, even though it's not the most optimal in this matchup. It 100% wins Eternatus for us, because it sets up the math perfectly. It helps against anything that's like running 2 prizers, just because you can set up those 2 prizers really well. It also changes the Colossal matchup for us, where it makes the Colossal matchup, instead of an auto loss, it makes it very favorable. Because all you have to do is sit behind this and just attack with it, they can never one-shot it, and you're either one-shotting or two-shotting them reliably. At least we're taking 2 prizes here. And we got that stamp. Well, that's because it was the Dreamy Revelation setting it to the top, so we'll thin out by 1 card, or not. It's not in there, so it's okay. We'll Eerie Beam to set up damage on something else. The goal is just going to be to tandem Shock Lock. We also have a boss, so we can potentially pull up. Yeah. We definitely don't want them to be able to Malolana. They will be able to Intrepid Sword, which is an issue. And we need to be able to switch. I should have put the Air Balloon on the Jirachi. Yeah, that was a misplay on my part. If I had it on this, it would be a good pivot there. Okay, so we actually need to draw out of this situation. At least Jirachi gives us that extra 2-card dig after our top deck. So we need energy and a switch to get out of this. Okay, we have a quick ball, that's fine. We definitely stamp them first. And then I think we quick ball to thin out. We already had Crobat in play. Ooh, perfect, Air Balloon. We have Boss for later, and another stamp. We can stamp them back to 1 after this. We'll grab that for draw, because we already have the Boss in hand. Yeah, because all we really need to do is just continue this. 130, then we can Lightning Ride. Lightning Ride and Knockout. We stamped them into Research. Of course we did. Of course we stamped them into Research. Oh my god. This is so sad. Alright. At least we have Boss. We have Boss. So we go... We go Aurora Energy here, I believe. Aurora Energy away what, though? We have not used Eldegoss, so I think getting rid of the Boss is fine, because we want to be able to draw. And we need to Boss the Zacian and Lightning Ride it. We're saving the stamp for next turn. As long as they don't have Boss this turn, we are fine. Okay. This should be fine, this should be fine. I'm kind of surprised they attached, though. Okay, they're getting rid of that. Perfect! I think we actually won the game with that. We stamped them to 1. As long as they didn't top deck like a god, we should be fine. Let's see. Oh, we should have researched first. Oh well, I am big dumb. Let's see. Yeah, well played indeed. That was very close. Yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, they're not reducing damage. We're fine. That was a really good game. Alright, we played 3 games today and won 2 of them. We won a close game against Centiskorch by being able to KO a Volcanion with Full Blitz, setting up our Raichu and Alolan Raichu, and then we were able to 2-shot 2 VMAXs while putting them in a situation where they couldn't get enough energy into play. We conceded against Baby Blacephalon because that matchup is really bad unless we're playing Vikavolt, so I'll probably cut that from the video because it was only like 2 minutes. If you want to beat Baby Blacephalon with this deck, I would definitely add a Vikavolt, but I'm keeping this as consistent as possible for facing the rest of the meta, essentially. We had a close Game 3 against Gabs Baptista, who was playing Luca Metal, and we were able to 2-shot a Zacian with Orbeetle VMAX after they knocked out our Boltund, and then after they knocked out our Orbeetle VMAX, we were able to stamp them to 1, and then lock them with Tandem Shock, which is the way that you kind of have to play that matchup, is you have to try to disrupt them and try to paralyze them to win the game. If you can't do that, they kind of just outpace with Malolana, but if you're able to lock them, that's the way to win that matchup. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to show the Orbeetle as much as possible in this, but I promise that it's really good for fixing math. I love how this deck runs, and I would love it if any of you would like to try out this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and as always, stay on guard.